don't know if you're aware of this, but working in the entertainment field can be, well...
rough.
Wonderful, but really hard.
ridiculous. I mean, I love it, but everything about it is appealing.
Let's call it challenging.
It's sometimes a long time between jobs.
A long time.
And if there's no work, there's no money.
And no insurance.
Not good. And then you get a job and everything changes.
There's nothing better.
Until your show closes.
Or your TV show gets canceled.
Or the dance company folds.
Or you get injured.
It's a lot. It's a great business, except when it's not. The good news is the Actors Fund.
Oh my God, I love the Actors Fund.
Now, the first thing you have to know is that it's not just for actors.
Say it with me. It's not just for actors.
It's not just for actors.
If you work in film, television, or any of the performing arts, the Actors Fund is here for everyone in entertainment.
Everyone.
All of this is the Actors Fund.
They understand how bananas this business is.
Their programs are designed with entertainment professionals in mind.
They get it.
They are our safe place.
Our safety net. And they are completely essential to our community.
And not just for actors.
The Actors Fund.
For everyone, everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone in entertainment.
Hello, my name is James Reno Iglehart, and welcome to the New Works Virtual Festival, a benefit for the Actors Fund. The Actors Fund is a 501 charitable organization that supports everyone involved in the entertainment industry. So, please make a donation if you can by texting 5678-GIVE to 56512 or go to theactorsfund.org/NWVFest. We appreciate your support, and now sit back and relax and enjoy the rest of the show.
Hi, I'm John Morogiello. Trapped inside the house, as we all were, I found myself watching a great many noir films of the 1940s and falling in love with the rhythm of the dialogue. It has a uniquely American music that no longer exists. It's cynical, jaded, and has little respect for the myth of high American ideals. However, I also think we need to laugh. At times, I believe we've forgotten how. We need a mindless escape from the horrors around us to bring us together as a community again, to remind us of our common humanity. The result is In the Gutter, a noir comedy on American themes, and I'm very happy to have it support the Actors Fund. We need entertainment more than ever now, and the Actors Fund is here to help performers get through the craziness that surrounds us.
In the Gutter by John Morogiello. Act 1, Scene 1. Outside Fiona's home, Chad enters and checks to see if he's at the right home. He rings the doorbell and Fiona enters.
Yeah,
Gutters.
you don't say.
I do, I just did.
Say what?
Gutters.
What about them?
I'm in them.
You looking for company?
What, selling them door to door?
Wallowing in them?
What wallowing? You sign a paper and I bang them on your house.
Sounds like you came to the right place.
Yeah?
My house could use a good banging.
Is that so?
It's what I said.
I'm sensing subtext.
I like a man who's subtext sensitive.
We're talking about your house,
What you heard is what I meant.
that your house could use a good banging.
And I think you're the man to do it.
Okay. First it was banging and now you said do it. I just want to be sure, is this the 21st century world we live in? Are we still talking about gutters?
Depends what you plan to do with them.
I don't know anymore. This conversation went to unexpected places.
You don't say.
I do, I just did.
I've been to those unexpected places. All of them. The waiters love me. I've got a regular table, and I tip accordingly.
What? Look, your neighbor said you'd be interested in what I have to offer.
Does she speak from experience?
She's seen what I've got.
I see you get around.
It's what I do.
I bet you did every woman in the neighborhood before coming to me.
Man's gotta eat.
I'm pretty hungry myself.
Okay. I don't think we're talking about the same thing again. I'm talking about gutters.
Which one?
Well, most people go for the painted steel.
No, you gorgeous fool. Which neighbors?
Which neighbors what?
Which neighbors did you do?
I sold gutters to all of them. I didn't do any of them.
Then you're saving the best for last?
Look, maybe you should go back inside and put on more clothing.
But I'm hot.
You're telling me.
I am. I did. But who told you?
I'm not blind. Look at you.
Who told you to ring my bell?
Oh, we're back to the neighbors. That one.
There's nothing to see here, Mrs. Cooper. You don't have to keep watching my every move. Like a hawk, she's always sticking her nose in my business.
I didn't know hawks did that. I thought they just flew
Kiss
by.
me.
What?
There. What did you think of that?
I like it.
You happy now?
I'm getting there.
Tell everyone. Go on. Tell everyone in the neighborhood.
If you don't mind, I'll keep it to myself.
Oh, clean up your act, Fiona.
My act is none of your business.
I'm reporting you to the Homeowners Association.
Not once did a beautiful dame kiss me when I sold insurance.
I'm not surprised. As much as they fantasize about it, a few women can really take a high deductible.
You can?
For your insurance needs, I'm premium.
Sounds like you're ready to file a claim.
Depends on your level of risk.
I'll throw in collision coverage at no additional cost with rental cars and additional driver.
What?
I don't know. It was the only thing I could think of that was insurance related. I'm not very good at innuendo.
What are you applying?
Nothing. That's my point.
I'd like to see your point.
But what I'm saying is I'm not very good in the double entendre department.
Try.
I'd like to, but it's hard.
I bet.
It won't come out right away.
Good news for me.
I can't keep it up.
There's a pill for that.
That's not what I meant. Look, let's get back to talking gutters.
I see what you're doing, Fiona.
Go back inside, Mrs. Cooper.
You think I don't notice these things?
Stop spying on the neighborhood already. No one's talking to you.
Yeah, then maybe I should start talking to them.
This is none of your business.
You think I won't talk?
Look, Mrs. Cooper, I'm just a salesman. I came to your house too.
What you're selling, I've got no use for.
What are you talking about? We install in 3 weeks.
I know what you're really selling.
I sell protection from the rain.
Make sure you wear protection if you're dealing with her.
Go back inside, Mrs. Cooper. It's not what you think.
It's not?
No,
Why's that?
I'm married.
Too bad.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Is he home?
I gotta pick him up in an hour.
Then why is he important?
I can't buy new gutters without him knowing.
What gutters? I thought we were talking about sex.
Oh, that's different.
You don't say.
I just did. You coming?
After you.
That's the way I like it.
They exit as the lights transition. Scene 2, Fiona and Chad are standing center holding a blanket in front of themselves as though they're in bed and we're seeing them from above.
That was amazing.
You're welcome.
You seduce every salesman who comes knocking?
I'm against all forms of discrimination.
You don't say.
I just did.
You do the milkman,
Sure.
the brushman,
Of course.
the postman?
If he rings twice.
What about a guy selling firewood?
Light him up.
Magazines?
I subscribe.
Encyclopedias?
I like 'em smart.
Politicians?
Sure. I like 'em dumb too.
How about real estate?
I like a tall building.
A banker?
My interest rate's high.
Boy Scouts?
With proper ID, I'd pop his corn.
How about someone selling new, used, and rented cars?
What sort of stuff do folks sell door to door in your neighborhood?
Is that a yes?
It's not a no. It's just an opportunity that has not yet been fully realized.
Is there anyone you won't sleep with?
My husband.
Why's that?
Let's save my husband for 5 minutes from now, when I know you better.
What do you want to know?
Everything.
I got no secrets. Starting where?
How about your name?
Chad.
Like the country in Africa, or like the hanging things in Florida that swung the 2000 election to George W. Bush?
Both, neither. Chad is my name.
You don't say.
I do, I just did. Is it significant?
Not in the least. Were you always into gutters?
It's a recent development. I sold insurance most of my life, made good money at it too, worked my way up the ladder till I had my own office right next to the boss.
So what happened?
The usual.
You caught the boss embezzling from the company and threatened to go public with the information if he didn't resign, only to have him frame you for the whole shebang after you refused to take a bribe to buy your silence?
Same old American story. The CEO played me for a sucker. I was made the fall guy. Before I knew it, I was thrown from the top floor like a piñata full of butterscotch custard.
You've been to some interesting parties.
Don't you have to pick up your husband, Fiona?
Get out of here, Mrs. Cooper. I don't need you to tell me what to do.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Stop peeking in my window. She tracks my thoughts closer than Mark Zuckerberg.
But she's right. You said yourself you got to pick up your husband.
I'd rather be here with you.
At least until the next salesman comes along.
Not anymore. I'm done with other salesmen.
Says you.
Says me. You're special, Chad. I feel like there's something between us.
I know. You told me to leave on my tool belt.
But it's more than that. It's a connection, a destiny where two peas in a pod, you and me, partners in crime. Don't you feel it?
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Let's get dressed.
When am I going to see you again?
You'll see me. I'm in the neighborhood all month.
Cleaning gutters for other women?
It's what I do.
Literally or figuratively?
Is there a difference?
Certainly not in modern parlance.
I'll get to your house in about 3 weeks.
Can't you find a way to do me first?
I just did.
I meant the house.
I take the contracts in order.
Maybe you could do a side job on your lunch break.
Best I could manage is 2 weeks if I hustle.
I can't wait that long. I need you tomorrow. Don't you understand? I'm trapped here, like a fishbowl.
How's a fishbowl trapped?
What? It isn't.
Then how are you trapped like a fishbowl?
The fishbowl does the trapping. It's the fish that's trapped.
That's what I thought. You're the fish.
Of course I'm the fish. I've got Mrs. Cooper standing outside every window.
Does she feed you twice a day?
All right, yes. There are limits to my simile. But listen, Chad, you've got to help me.
Yeah, I take contracts in order. That's the rule.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Not these rules. I stick to them like toilet paper to the bottom of a shoe. I got in enough trouble at the insurance company.
But not for breaking rules, for applying them. The guy who broke the rules is flying high right now while you're stuck here in the gutters. You said yourself he played you for a sucker.
So, what's it to you?
It's everything to me. I need you here tomorrow.
Listen, you think I'm happy with my current position? Well, I'm not. It's a fool's game. It's got no future, but it's better than starving in the streets. Sure, I got a raw deal at my last job, but I can hold my head high knowing I did the right thing. The rules are in place for a reason. And just because some other schmo benefits from flouting them, don't mean I plan to follow in his footsteps. Rules are rules.
The rules say anything about fooling around with a client? They do, don't they?
So what if they do?
I need you here tomorrow, first thing.
Why?
To kill my husband.
You're crazy.
Not crazy, desperate.
Sex is one thing, but murder is something else.
You don't know till you try. Both can be liberating in their own way.
Jail's not liberating. Death row isn't freedom.
It would be for me.
Say, what's with your husband anyway?
What do you mean?
You don't have sex with him. You want me to kill him. I'm starting to think you don't like the guy.
And why should I? I was just a kid when I met him, a poor girl from the wrong side of town.
Him?
Me.
Got it.
He dazzled me with his money. He promised me a life of comfort, a life where a woman could walk around in more than a slip all the time.
Looks comfy to me.
Eyes up, buddy. He painted pictures of luxury.
Ain't that what you got?
He promised to take me someplace where a woman could make something of herself.
New Jersey?
No, here. And while every other woman in this neighborhood is out there earning money, raising children, and making a difference in the world, I'm stuck in this house with nothing to do but cook, clean, and sleep with every salesman who happens by. I'm nothing but a, what do they call them?
A trophy.
No,
An exotic songbird in a gilded cage.
no.
Another careless victim of the patriarchy.
Well, yeah, but no, I'm
A spoiled brat.
a woman who married the wrong guy.
That was an awful long journey for no metaphor. You think you're the only dame in this situation? Divorce him.
I can't. My husband's too powerful. He's got lawyers up the wazoo like you've got hot breakfasts.
Leave my table manners out of it.
I've got a prenup. If I file for divorce, I get nothing.
But if he dies?
Exactly. I'm not going back to where he found me, Chad. I'm taking charge of my life.
By ending his, no thank you. I may be into gutters, but I'm not having you drag me down even further.
You don't have a choice.
You don't say.
I do. I just did. You could be fired for sleeping with a client. Be here tomorrow morning or I talk.
Why, I oughta.
Mrs. Cooper!
Oh, you're still here? I thought you left.
Not yet. I needed to negotiate with the gutter salesman. He's coming to see Bill tomorrow morning to finalize the sale.
Put on some clothes.
I will. Thank you, Mrs. Cooper. See you in the morning, Chad.
I know what you're doing, Fiona.
It's none of your business. Good afternoon, Mrs. Cooper.
Lights fade. Scene 3, the living room of Fiona's house. Bill, her husband, is seated watching TV, so we only hear the noises. He expresses disdain for the program and wishes to change the channel.
Hey, Fiona! Hey, where are you? Hey, Fiona! Get in here, I can't reach the remote. Oh, that woman is a waste of my time.
Were you talking to me?
No, go away.
Let me know if you need anything.
Well, Fiona can't hear me and I can't reach the remote.
I wouldn't rely on her if I were you.
Oh, yeah? What do you know?
Everything.
Oh, you don't say.
I do. I just did. You're not that helpless.
So, where'd she go?
She drove off 20 minutes ago.
You know where?
The hardware store.
To get what?
A huge sheet of plastic tarp, 20 feet of rope, a collection of knives, 2 shovels, and a large box of rat poison.
Oh, well, for a problem that big, she should have called the exterminator.
She already has.
Now, hold your horses. Are you the exterminator?
Gutters.
What about gutters?
Everything. Name it. I clean them, I fix them, and I replace them as necessary.
Well, none of that is necessary, so go away.
Fiona signed a contract with me yesterday.
Oh, she did she? For what?
Gutters.
Figures.
No, gutters. She in?
She's not.
Then maybe I should wait.
Well, maybe you should.
Inside.
Oh, waste of time and money. What do I want with clean gutters?
Whole neighborhood's getting them. I gave you a discount.
A discount? I know the way the world works. You jack up the price ahead of time, so the so-called discount is the proper rate. You think I was born yesterday?
The gray hair tells me no.
Well, spend my money. That's all she ever does.
Fiona?
Yeah. And where do you get off calling her Fiona anyway, smart guy?
What are you, her father or something?
And where do you get off calling me her father? I'm her husband. Don't you see how much money I have? I worked hard all my life, scrounged and scrabbled, stabbed many a competitor in the back, just so I could earn the ultimate perk of wealth, a hot, young wife without a brain in her head.
Then you're the guy she wants me to deal with.
Oh, is that so?
It's what she says.
The chasm between what she says and the God's honest truth can never be scaled.
Scaled is for height, not chasms.
Measured.
By unit?
All right, filled.
Why would you want to fill a chasm?
Well, because I want to. All right, what do you do with the chasm?
I don't know. Cross it?
Well, I don't want to cross it. I'm trying to join the two sides.
How?
I can't. That's the point. The chasm's too wide. See, there's a gap between what she says and the God's honest truth. That's the chasm. And all right, it was a stupid metaphor, but that doesn't mean it's not true.
True and stupid are regular bedfellows.
Oh, I'm not interested in your private life.
Why do you keep a broad like that around anyway?
Like I'm going to tell a perfect stranger. All right, I love her. You happy? You got it out of me. I can't live without her, you rotten bum.
Calm down, Pops. I'm just asking.
But look at me. Since my health started going, she won't give me the time of day.
You should check your smartphone.
Oh, hadn't thought of that.
What kind of health problems you got anyway?
It's easier to list the things that I don't got. Crabs. That's about it. Everything else is a go.
How'd it happen?
Sure, I've been in your shoes. When you're young, you think you're immortal, but then you turn 40 and bam.
This is on account of turning 40?
And she resents me for it, like I stole away her youth.
Did you?
Well, she made her choice.
You?
Not me. Money. That's all she ever wanted. I loved her like crazy, but all Fiona ever saw in me was a big fat dollar sign.
Tough break.
Yeah, I don't need your pity.
Suit yourself.
Funny thing is, if my health keeps going this direction, I won't have nothing left by the time it's all hers. It'll all be gone to the doctors and lawyers.
So, how'd a bum like you get all this cash anyway?
The old-fashioned way, inheritance.
I'm back.
So what do you want, a medal?
No, a marriage.
Well, maybe I'm looking to get out of one.
Maybe that's fine with me.
Well, maybe I'll get out now.
Maybe I'll pack your bags for you.
Maybe you should pack your own bags.
Maybe they're already packed.
Well, maybe you'll be left with nothing.
Maybe I don't need anything.
Maybe I should get to work.
Chad, I didn't see you there.
I wasn't hiding, but I didn't want to interfere.
Well, then get out.
We have an appointment.
For gutters.
I don't need to pay some kid to clean my gutters. I don't need to pay anyone to do something that I can just as easily do on my own.
Clean gutters? You? Who are you kidding? You can't even clean yourself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some nerve.
And you're the one who's getting on it.
Why, I oughta.
You oughta what? You can't do nothing but sit on a couch. That's all you're good for.
Look, you guys are busy, but I'm gonna, head up to the roof.
Oh, no, you're not. I'm not having some punk kid on my roof. Not today, not ever.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going up on the roof myself.
To do what?
Clean the gutters.
Don't be a sap.
Who are you calling a sap? I'm no sap. I'm the trunk, the branches, and the whole crummy tree.
Funny, because I'm hearing nothing but bark.
Oh, bark, huh? You watch me, just you watch. You're going to see me climbing up that ladder to the roof. That's right. You keep watching. You'll see something real soon. I'll show both of you. Won't you be surprised? I can't wait to see the look on your faces. Priceless. It's all going to happen once I get this door open. And don't bother helping me. I don't need it. Just you wait and see. I'll be up on that roof in no time. Gutters so clean you could eat out of them. That's what's going to happen once that... No, don't help. I don't want your help, I tell you. I don't need it.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, so you think you're a big man just because you can open a door, huh?
No, but I think you're a fool who's looking to die. I can't let that happen.
And who's going to stop me? You?
That's right.
I'd like to see you try.
Let him go.
Finally talking sense.
You're gonna let him climb up to the roof?
I am. And you're gonna push him off.
I never agreed to anything yesterday.
What's the matter? You suddenly entranced by his bubbly personality?
I just don't see what I get out of it.
You get me.
I already had you. I want something's gonna last longer than 3 minutes on a good day.
How about money?
You just told me there's not much left.
You'd be surprised how much is in the not much of a billionaire.
Enough for you?
Enough for both of us.
I'm not looking for entanglements. I want cash. Give me a number.
How does $1 million sound?
Sounds sweet. It's my favorite tune. A pleasant melody with charming contrapuntal rhythms.
I thought so.
You got it on you?
I got nothing, you know that.
Nothing will get you nothing in return.
Chad, you gotta do this for me. Trust me, I'm good for the money.
How do I know that?
Insurance. I've got $1 million policy on Bill's life.
Which company?
The Amalgamated Confederated All-Americans Support the Troops We Love Jesus Assurance Company.
ACAA STTWLJ Assurance?
Heard of them?
That's the company that done me wrong.
You don't say.
I do, I just did.
How'd you like a little payback?
Would I?
I don't know, that's why I asked.
Would I means I would.
Accidental death pays a double indemnity. That's $1 million apiece.
Accidental?
You can make it look that way. It's as easy as falling off a roof.
Blackout. Scene 4, atop the roof.
Thanks for carrying me up the ladder, Mrs. Cooper.
Oh, I thought it best to lend a hand when I saw you struggling.
Yeah, I'll bet you see a lot of things in this neighborhood.
Everything. Here, rest on the chimney.
Ah, yeah, feels good, thanks. Now, not a word to Fiona about you carrying me, right? I don't want her to get the wrong idea.
The wrong idea being that you shouldn't climb a ladder to clean gutters in your condition.
Exactly.
Oh, don't worry. I only talk when I see danger.
Yeah. You see much of that lately?
They're dangerous times.
You can say that again.
I know, but I won't.
Oh, I've never been up on a roof before. It's beautiful. You can see the whole neighborhood.
You see more just by looking through their windows.
This feels good. Reminds me of kind of what things were like before the accident. You know, I wasn't always like this.
Rich and obnoxious?
No, I was always like that, but I had 2 legs, good ones, a left and a right.
When was this?
You're awful curious.
Well, I find it to be a helpful way of relaying exposition.
10 years ago, before we moved into the neighborhood, Fiona was only 18. We just got back from our honeymoon. We were trying to have a baby at the time of the accident.
How did it happen?
Well, I told you, we were trying to have a baby. I guess I got a little carried away and severed a nerve in my lower spine. Poor Fiona. Poor Fiona must have felt she got a raw deal. 18 years old, taking care of an invalid the rest of her life.
Your personality doesn't exactly help either.
Well, I guess not. But I'm thinking, look out at this neighborhood here. I'm thinking maybe I can make a change.
2 10s for a 20?
No, personal change in myself. Maybe it's not too late, right?
Well, if I were you, I'd watch my back.
Are you kidding? I can't even wash my feet.
Watch.
Oh. How come?
I gotta go.
I'll see you around, Mrs. Cooper. Thanks a lot. Be careful on the ladder. Hey, Fiona! Fiona, up here. I made it. Yeah, can you see me? I never felt more alive.
Never felt more alive, huh? I can't tell if that's irony or heavy-handed foreshadowing.
Well, I'm guessing both. What are you doing up here?
Says the man who climbed my ladder.
Look, just clean the gutters and scram. I don't want to spoil the mood.
What mood is that?
Well, triumph, redemption. It was a struggle to get up here.
Take it from me, going down will be a breeze.
What are you saying?
You heard me.
Come on, you don't want to do this. Why? What's in it for you?
I got bills to pay too.
Money? Is that the reason? Name your price. Sure, I'm going to go through it awful fast, but I still got enough interest for a lowlife like you.
Lowlife, huh? And to think I was worried I wouldn't enjoy this.
Well, you can't kill me now. I'm a changed man.
Good news for your soul, but it won't help Fiona.
Don't tell me she put you up to this.
I ain't telling you nothing but goodbye.
Help! Mrs. Cooper, somebody, please!
I'll call an ambulance.
Oh my God!
Relax, sweetheart. It's done.
Is he gone?
The fall was high enough.
Make sure.
Well, he pretended to be dead. That's cheating.
Doesn't matter. He's dead now.
Never killed a man before.
You still didn't. The fatal blow was mine.
What now?
Now you go back to your gutters.
How am I supposed to do that?
Hit the regular scheduled customers in the neighborhood. Save me for last, like you originally planned. In 3 weeks, I'll have the insurance money and you'll be sitting pretty.
You really think I'm gonna be able to work after this?
You gotta, Chad. You just gotta. Keeping up appearance is the only thing that gets us past this.
You got a heart that pumps ice water.
Get out of here. The ambulance is coming. You can't be seen here.
I can't wait 3 weeks to see you. I'm gonna burst from nerves.
Then come sooner. Come at night, but get out of here now.
One more thing.
Scat!
Runs off as the lights fade. Scene 5, outside Fiona and Mrs. Cooper's houses a few days later.
Yes?
I'm finished.
With what?
With the gutters, what do you think?
I wasn't expecting you for another 2 weeks. Now you tell me it's done?
You heard me.
You replaced them all?
I did my job.
Well, that was awfully quick.
It's done. It's done. I tell you, it's done. Go see for yourself.
What are you, crazy? I'm not climbing on the roof with you. Things happen up there.
That was an accident. An accident, I tell you. That's how the police ruled it.
You didn't hear about the investigation?
What? Why would there be an investigation?
Oh, there's an investigation. There's always an investigation.
Then you better pay me stat so I can move on.
You take cash?
I prefer it.
Thanks. Enjoy the gutters.
Hey.
It's your turn.
Says who?
Says me.
For what?
Gutters.
It's only been a few days. Why so soon?
Pressing business elsewhere. You got the cash?
I told you, it's going to be a couple more weeks. Insurance hasn't kicked in yet.
I'm thinking maybe I don't need to wait for insurance. I'm thinking you can pay me now.
You think I can just write you a check for $1 million?
What check? That's going to raise suspicions. We're talking cash. You got to have money lying around here somewhere, a house like this.
I told you, 2 more weeks.
Maybe I can't wait that long.
Maybe you got no choice.
Maybe we're in a pickle.
Why?
Mrs. Cooper tells me there's an investigation.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that. You don't seem too broke up about it.
I'm not. And neither should you. Keep your shirt on.
Don't tell me to keep my shirt on. There are dames who pay big money to see me take it off.
Be a man. You got nothing to worry about. The investigation's not being handled by the police.
Then who?
Amalgamate with the troops We Love Jesus Insurance.
Why are they sticking their nose in?
Because of the double indemnity clause. They want to make sure Bill's death was really an accident before they pay me out.
So no cops?
We're in the clear.
Let me put this in the truck, then I'll get to work.
On me or the house?
Your choice, sweetheart.
Start with the house. That'll give me time to slip into something more comfortable.
I see what you're doing, Fiona.
Well, keep watching. The show's about to get interesting.
Excuse me. Sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to sneak up on you.
What do you want?
Well, it's all right. Nothing to get excited about. I'm looking for Fiona Lazarus.
Why? What's the idea bothering a woman in broad daylight?
Are you Mrs. Lazarus, ma'am?
Maybe I am. Who wants to know?
Well, I'm here on police business, ma'am.
What kind of police business?
Well, I just want to ask you a few questions about an incident that happened on your property earlier this week.
What incident?
A man died.
My husband?
Yes, ma'am. My brother.
I didn't know Bill had a brother. I didn't know he had any family.
Well, I'm all that's left.
How come he never mentioned you?
Well, there was a rift shortly after high school. I can't remember whose fault, but it doesn't matter now. Guess it shouldn't have mattered then either. I'll take full responsibility. I tried to reach him a couple of times, especially after he lost the use of his legs. But if you knew Bill's personality, you know he wasn't the kind to mend fences.
He preferred to set them on fire and beat you with the burning posts.
Exactly. Can I ask you a few questions about Bill?
Personal or professional?
Professional.
Are you even allowed to investigate your own brother?
Well, it's just questions, ma'am. I mean, it's not an investigation.
Oh.
Yet.
The law doesn't consider you too close to the victim?
Victim? That is a murder term.
Not a victim. What do you call a man who falls off a roof by accident?
Was it an accident?
Of course it was. That's what the police report says.
Well, the initial police report said that yes, but yesterday we got a call from someone saying there was suspicious circumstances.
Who? Who called you?
I can't say.
Mrs. Cooper.
But why was my brother on the roof, Mrs. Lazarus?
To prove that he could. He was a stubborn, headstrong man, officer.
Uh-huh. Were you alone that day?
Alone enough.
Enough for what?
I was all by myself down here while he was up there. He waved to me and shouted something I couldn't understand. You can see the slope of our roof. It's no wonder he fell to his death.
Unless he wasn't dead from the fall.
What?
I examined the forensics report, Mrs. Lazarus. All of Bill's injuries were consistent with a fall from the roof, except for one, a blow to the head.
What are you saying?
I'm saying my brother was killed with something like a brick or a rock. The only question is whether he was struck before or after he fell from the roof.
How should I know? I had nothing to do with it.
Well, that's why I asked if you were alone. Were you?
I don't know.
You don't know, or you don't want to tell me.
I can't say. My memory's kind of fuzzy.
So who was with you?
I was down here all by myself.
Was there someone on the roof with Bill? Fiona, my brother was murdered.
It was Chad.
Who's Chad?
The gutter guy. He pushed Bill off the roof. I saw it myself.
Do you know where he is?
He's coming to work on my house right now. Save me from him, please.
So are you Chad, the gutter guy?
Jeez, am I seeing a ghost?
Yeah, you're under arrest for the murder of William Lazarus.
But say, what's going on here?
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law.
Let me go. You got nothing on me.
Nothing, huh? We got a witness willing to testify.
Who?
You have the right to an attorney, should you not be able to afford one.
What? No, skip the boilerplate, Flatfoot. Just take me away. Hold up. Ring that doorbell for me, would you?
How come?
I gotta let my customer know the situation.
What happened?
Sorry to say I won't be in your gutters today, Miss Fiona. Don't know when I'll be back to finish. Worst part is the deposit's not refundable. See you around, kiddo.
All right, enough blabbing. Let's go.
End of Act 1. 2, scene 6, 2 chairs represent a car. The police station is on one side of the stage. The door outside Fiona's house is on the other.
I don't care where you take me. I ain't talking to no one. I know my rights.
What you know could empty a library. You're free to go.
Say, thanks, pal.
Don't tell me what to say.
Why the early release?
Don't ask me. I had nothing to do with it. If it were up to me, you'd be swinging from the firing squad by now.
Is that how it works in this town?
Don't get smart. I know my brother was done in, and I know you're the one that done him in.
Then why remove the manacles?
Because the wheels of justice are squeaky with a flat and no spare.
You don't say.
I do. I just did. Apparently, there are judges in this country that frown upon deadbeats being held against their will for extended periods of time by cops who have a personal stake in overturning a coroner's report without any evidence beyond recanted witness testimony.
Ah, so the witness recanted, huh? Sounds to me like your cookie crumbled.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop baking. In fact, I'm putting on my apron right now. I'm adding more sugar to the bowl. I'm doubling the number of chocolate chips, and I'm warning you, smart guy, my yeast is going to rise.
Who puts yeast in cookies?
A cop with a vendetta, that's who. By law, I could have kept you 2 more days while the investigation was ongoing.
What law is that?
My law. La loi, c'est moi.
I don't speak Spanglish. So why didn't you keep me?
Someone posted bail.
Who?
Well, she's driving up now.
Get in.
So long, copper. What took you so long?
That's the thanks I get. It's only been a day.
Yeah? Well, I never been to prison before, and I found it on the whole to be an unpleasant experience. I don't plan on going back, understand?
Sure.
How were you able to post bail? Did the insurance money come?
That company's tighter than Renee Zellweger's facelift. Don't expect a red cent while the cops are poking around.
Then where'd you get the dough?
Bill had a little something stashed away.
I figured as much. You holding out on me?
I sprung you, didn't I?
That's right, and I'm grateful.
You sure don't sound it.
Because you got more in your pocket than you've been letting on.
Get out of here. There's nothing in my pocket but holes. You think Bill ever let me see the finances? Ha! It was on an allowance.
That's some allowance if you could pay my bail.
Maybe I saved a little now and again.
You don't say.
I do. I did. Kind of a rainy day fund.
Any precipitation left in that fund?
What for?
To hit the road.
What are you, screwy? You think I saved up all that dough to see you jump bail?
I tell you, I'm not going back. That cop won't rest for no one.
Neither will the insurance company. You hit the road and the money disappears. You'll never collect.
At least I'd still be alive.
And what if they have enough evidence and catch you? Huh? You got no passport, no money, and even fewer brains. You think they won't scoop you up like a hot spoon through ice cream? Get with the program. They'll track you down like a dog and hook you up to old Sparky.
I'll take my chance.
What you'll take is 100,000 volts.
You got a better idea?
Of course I do. You're staying with me to finish the job.
The gutters?
That's what they'll think. In the meantime, you'd be taking care of the real business.
What business is that?
Personal business.
Meaning what?
Meaning business of a personal nature.
I understand the words. I'm missing the subtext.
How do you think the cop came to arrest you?
I'm guessing by car.
But how do you know? Where's the evidence?
He said there was a witness.
You know who?
We were up on the roof in a public neighborhood. It could have been anyone.
Wrong. It was me. I was the witness. I sold you up the river without so much of a thought.
Hey, what's the big idea? You still expect me to clean your gutters?
That's a contractual obligation.
Pull over. I'm going back to tell them everything.
Listen, Chad, you don't understand. I had to tell them it was you. I had no choice.
Sure, to save yourself.
No, to prevent Mrs. Cooper from spilling the beans. She was right there in the window the whole time I was with the cop. If I hadn't squealed, she would.
So you saved yourself. I know the way the world works.
I recanted everything, took it all back. Now they don't have any evidence. See? That's why they released you. I wish they'd released you before I posted bail, but none of that matters once we get the real dough. Don't you see? I saved us both. We got time now. I got a plan that's going to take care of everything. You want to hear it?
Give it to me straight.
You ready?
All ears.
You're gonna love it.
Shoot.
It's a doozy.
Ugh, keep me waiting. Well,
You said keep me waiting.
I said don't keep me waiting.
Are you sure?
That don't was implied. Prior to the keep, there was a grunt of negation.
I don't think that's how language works.
It's guy stuff. You wouldn't understand.
You got that right.
What am I, a balloon? Cut the hot air.
Do that and we fall.
Tell me the plan. I'm sick of fighting over mixed metaphors.
All right. But how much did you tell them when you were in there?
Nothing.
Not a word.
Not a peep.
Not even a grunt of masculine negation.
Not even that. My lips were sealed like a circus.
Then all they got is the witness testimony.
Which you recanted like a fine French wine.
So we got to get to the other witnesses before the cop does.
What other witness?
Mrs. Cooper. She's the one that called the cops the first time. She saw everything. You don't think she's looking to blab?
She hasn't so far.
It's only a matter of time, as far as I can see. She's waiting.
Waiting for what?
Waiting to get her mitts on me.
I didn't know she swang that way.
Swang?
Swung.
It doesn't matter, because you're barking up the wrong tree. Trust me, her intention isn't sex. It's the opposite.
Marriage?
Listen up, Mrs. Cooper's been trying to get rid of me ever since I moved into the neighborhood.
So, what do we do about it?
We take care of her.
Are we talking chicken soup and a warm blanket?
Close. Murder.
I'm out. I can't murder a client. That's almost as bad as sleeping with one.
Too late, fella. You're in too deep.
I know Mrs. Cooper is nosy and all, but I counted all the pennies. She gave me a generous tip.
She nice enough to go to jail for?
Keep your eyes on the road.
I didn't think so. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna finish working on my gutters. Then I'm gonna invite Mrs. Cooper over for a little tea party. Only her tea's gonna have a special kind of sweetener. Rat poison. Some might say that's poetic justice for a woman who rats on a guy.
You ratted on me too.
That's immaterial. What do you say?
I say forget it. If you want to take care of Mrs. Cooper, that's on you. I want no part of it.
Oh, sure. And then you rat me out?
I kept quiet this far, haven't I? I'm no stoolie. Besides, there's no benefit if I do. If you go to jail, I lose the money, I lose my job, and I lose my freedom.
You're forgetting the most important thing, Chad. You'll lose me.
All right.
All right.
But don't expect me to be happy about it.
Good morning, Mrs. Cooper.
What's he doing back here with you?
He's free on bail, and I need him in my gutters.
What's the matter with you? Get away from this woman.
You know, Mrs. Cooper, I don't know how our relationship turned sour, but I'm here to tell you that I'm trying to make a change. I'm a new woman.
Yeah? That's what Bill said up on the roof.
He said he's a new woman?
You get to work on the gutters. Look, Mrs. Cooper, I think you and I just got off on the wrong foot these past 10 years.
Maybe we did.
What do you say I try to make it up to you? Be a good neighbor for a change. Get to know each other finally.
Oh, how are you planning to do that?
Let's say a tea party.
Will you be wearing clothes?
I might be able to find something.
When?
This afternoon. How's 2 o'clock?
Well, I'm usually staring in through the Benson's kitchen at 2.
I don't want to change your regular routine. Let's make it 3.
3 it is.
Come thirsty.
Lights fade. Scene 7, Fiona's eating kitchen.
You in there, Fiona?
You're late.
What do you mean, sneaking up on a guy like that?
Nervous?
And why shouldn't I be?
Relax. I made us some tea.
I don't like tea.
How about now?
It's a start.
Have a seat.
Where's Mrs. Cooper?
Any minute. Cheers. What's the matter?
I'm not drinking.
Why not?
The only thing I hate more than tea is ruined bourbon.
Suit yourself. So, here's the plan. She gets here and I start with the idle chatter, lull her into a friendly conversation to start things right. Meantime, you make her the tea, understand?
Am I boiling water?
It's already done. All there in the teapot. It's been steeping forever, so it's strong and bitter. All you gotta do is pour a cup and ask her how much sugar she wants. Think you can do that?
Sounds easy enough.
Only thing is, you won't be giving her any sugar, understand? You'll be filling her cup with rat poison. Once she's gone, you'll wrap her up in plastic and bury her in the backyard.
I don't see why I'm the guy who's got to do all this.
Well, you are.
Shouldn't you at least be the one making her tea?
What makes you say that?
It's your house. If I'm walking around here handling domestic chores, she's going to suspect something.
If she does, she won't suspect it for long. That stuff works quick.
Speaking from experience.
I've known my share of rats. That's her. Just follow my lead.
Am I too early?
Right on time. How are things at the Bensons?
Oh, the usual. The wife is hooked on painkillers again. Hardly worth dragging the stepladder halfway through the neighborhood and back.
Painkillers, that's serious stuff. You ever go to the police with that?
Oh, of course. My sister's a detective.
You go to her?
I go to everyone. I don't care if they're the police or my pet schnauzer. I tell them. I tell them in person, I tell them on the phone, and I tell them by email.
How often does your schnauzer check his email?
Often enough to be a paper trail for the cops.
You don't see a problem with spying on your neighbors?
Oh, it's my job to spy on the neighbors.
What are you, CIA?
Head of the Homeowners Association. If I see something unusual, I shout it from the rooftops, especially when I see things falling from the rooftops.
Chad, get Mrs. Cooper some tea. Sit with me, Mrs. Cooper. Let's talk.
Oh, thank you.
Whoops, Mrs. Cooper, that's mine.
Oh, sorry.
Let Chad pour you a fresh one.
Well, this is fine.
But it's his.
She can have it.
No, she can't. Your tea is a little too strong for her. Mrs. Cooper, tell Chad how much sugar you take.
None.
Not even a little?
I hate sugar.
But it's been steeping a long time.
Good, that's how I like it.
Are you sure? It's really bitter.
So am I.
Then how about some non-dairy creamer at least?
Sure.
You hear that, Chad? Mrs. Cooper would like some non-dairy creamer in her tea.
Got it.
Oh, Mrs. Cooper, please. That's mine.
But I'm thirsty.
Yes, but I already drank out of it and I feel a cold coming on.
Maybe it's the clothes you've not been wearing.
Well, it's been so hot and my husband would never invest in an air conditioner.
Oh, is that why you had him killed? You see, I know all about it, but I haven't told my sister everything yet.
You still want your tea?
Oh, thank you. But I'm thinking maybe we could come to an understanding.
What kind of understanding?
Well, at first I was thinking I'd ask for all of the insurance money. But I could never do something like that. It's too cruel.
We appreciate your kindness.
That's why I'm thinking 75% of the insurance.
Enjoy your tea.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mrs. Lazarus. Oh, hey.
Good afternoon, officer. What can I do for you?
Oh, what is this? A tea party?
Would you like some?
Thank you.
Mrs. Cooper, I made that one especially for you.
Oh, don't worry. I didn't drink any.
Yeah, but it's extra bitter with non-dairy creamer.
Ugh. I'll pass.
Chad, pour the officer some tea.
So, Chad's got the run of the place now, huh?
Where are my manners? Have a seat, everyone. I will pour.
I was hoping to ask you a few questions, if that's okay, Mrs. Lazarus.
Of course.
I suppose it can wait until after the party.
Don't want to ruin the fun.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Mrs. Cooper, you changed seats.
I wanted to make room for the policeman. Is that okay?
No, it's fine. I just need my tea.
Oh, have mine.
But I already drank out of that one.
Oh, I don't mind, see?
I'm gonna get myself another.
Oh, go ahead. I haven't touched it.
I know, but you like it so bitter and...
I'll switch with you.
No!
Now, take mine. I don't even like tea.
All right, all right. I don't care whose tea this is. I'm having it, huh?
How was it?
Good, but it wasn't tea.
I find a little bourbon helps to...
Call an ambulance.
What's going on? This wasn't supposed to happen.
He got the wrong one.
Oh my God.
Officer.
I know you did it.
Oh my God. Is he dead?
He is. And so are you.
Wait till the Homeowners Association gets wind of this. No more pool passes for any of you.
Where'd the gun come from?
The founding fathers, courtesy of American birthright.
You think George Washington would smile on killing a cop?
With the wooden teeth, he wasn't much of a smiler.
This wasn't part of the plan.
Deal with it, sweetheart. Every road's got a pothole. I'll get the tarp, you drag them to the backyard.
Funny thing is, he was drinking from my mug.
Who?
The cop.
So
how'd he get poisoned drinking my tea? Unless...
You're on the ball, kid.
I thought we were in this together.
In what? The gutter? That's no place for me, pal. I'm better than some leaf-choked conduit for precipitation, protecting the foundation from water damage.
Sure, I get you, doll. But there's one aspect of gutters that I've always found helpful in situations like this.
What's that?
Runoff.
911. I just witnessed a double murder in my own home. Yes, I saw the whole thing. It was Chad, the gutter salesman. Send someone around immediately.
Blackout. Scene 8. The same later that evening, the bodies are gone. Fiona speaks to a detective.
After that pile of corpses, you'd be hard-pressed ever again to call this a living room. So give it to me straight, Mrs. Lazarus. The bodies are gone. The press is out of the way. You can tell me all of it. Straight, understand? Don't sugarcoat it. Unvarnished, between the eyes. What the hell happened?
I'm sorry. Detective, I don't know your name.
My name is Justice. It's trouble. My name is fear in the hearts of the perpetrators. I take no guff, I swallow nothing, I chew it, I spit it out, and I call an underling to mop up the mess.
Do you have a name or not?
Oh, I have one. I just never say it. Justice isn't just blind, it's dumb, in the best sense of the word.
I didn't know there was a best sense.
Well, there isn't. Let's call it the least bad sense. So I understand you witnessed the whole thing.
You bet I did. It was Chad. He was behaving funny all day.
After you bailed him out?
That's right.
After he murdered your husband?
Say, you're making it sound suspicious.
Isn't it?
Of course not. You know how hard it is to get a handyman to clean your gutter?
I've been married 20 years. I know.
So when the cop came over...
Your brother-in-law.
Yes, but I didn't know him that way.
We'll talk about your reputation later. What did Chad do?
He got nervous, I guess, and he poisoned the officer's tea.
Using that poison you keep so close to the sugar bowl? I can't see how he could have confused them.
Maybe I'm funny in the head, but I don't want rats in my sugar.
If you're funny in the head, how come I'm not laughing? Is it because a fellow officer was murdered?
So you're agreeing with me?
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about murder.
So am I.
Then at least we understand each other.
We really don't. I have no idea what you're saying.
So who was the other stiff? The neighbor? The gorgeous one?
Gorgeous? You thought she...
I did. And so did you.
Okay. She saw Chad kill the cop, so he shot her.
Then why didn't he?
He did. I just told you he did. She witnessed the murder, so he killed her.
You didn't let me finish. You see, you witnessed the murder too.
So?
So why didn't he kill you too?
I wish I knew.
Me too. This case would be so much easier to solve. Come again? I'll be right there. Don't leave town.
That's a mighty fine sales pitch, Fiona. It's a wonder you don't go into gutters yourself.
Not if you dragged me. Where have you been?
Public library. That's where I borrowed this.
You borrowed a gun from the public library?
Ain't America grand? You know what else they got at the library?
Librarians?
Well, yeah, but that's not what I was thinking.
Card catalogs?
Been a while since you've been there.
Postcards for upcoming productions by local community theaters?
No.
I know. They got books.
What are you talking about, books? They got computers.
Okay. They got computers. So?
So you can use them to learn stuff.
You're a regular fount of information.
You want to know what I learned apart from the fact that it's font of information?
I'm all ears.
I learned you made one little mistake.
Hiring you? Sleeping with you? Not distracting Mrs. Cooper while you threw Bill off of the roof? Not knowing my brother-in-law was a cop? Turning you in? Bailing you out? Poisoning the wrong person?
Those were big mistakes. You made a lot of them, but I'm talking one small one. You left this letter where I could see it.
What letter is that?
It's from the Amalgamated Confederated All-American Support the Troops We Love Jesus Assurance Company saying the money was on its way.
How's that a mistake?
It's signed by the company's CEO.
So?
That's the guy who fired me.
Quite the sob story. You're breaking my heart.
His name is Franklin Cooper, Mrs. Cooper's husband. I didn't put it together until I saw this on the table. I used my company password at the library to find his insurance policy online. Turns out he's in the same situation as you. Spouse controls the money, and thanks to a prenup, he loses it all in a divorce settlement. Only way he can cash in his chips is if she cashes in hers.
Look, what do you want from me anyway?
Revenge. That was the plan all along, wasn't it? Find some sap to kill each other's spouses, then pin it on him.
Not just some sap.
That's right. It was a very special sap. Me. The biggest sap of them all. The whole state of Vermont hasn't the capacity to boil this sap down to syrup. That's how big a sap we're talking. The guy who had a motive to get revenge on Franklin Cooper. Tell me, did you love him?
I did. I still do.
Then I'm not a sap. I'm a sucker. But not for long. Say your prayers.
Chad, that insurance money's due any day now. It's still yours for the taking.
They're still investigating. You think I'm going to wait around for insurance money while you find other ways to get rid of me? Fat chance.
It doesn't have to be like that. Franklin and I are leaving the country tonight. You can join us and we'll give you the money there.
Then I guess you haven't been seeing the news. Your Franklin's been nicked.
Arrested?
That's right, sweetheart. You're not the only pigeon who can coo. I sent my story and all the evidence to the cops. That's why your detective was called away so suddenly. She'll be back any second to do the same to you. But when she gets here, there won't be nothing left to arrest.
And it looks like I've got nothing to lose.
What do you know? We got a standoff.
You didn't see it coming?
Of course I did.
How about that?
Not bad. But you forgot one thing.
You don't say.
I do. I just did.
What did I forget?
This.
Thanks for reminding me, buddy. That leads ironic.
Nobody move. Whoops. Yeah, I'm gonna need another morgue truck. I got another Lazarus who won't be coming back to life. I do. I just did. The address? Where else? The gutter.
Curtain.
I was quite taken. I mean, the double entendre was not every line, it seemed, which was amazing, especially the first scene. I was quite impressed with that. And I was very curious to see how it would all turn out in the end. So I think this is a great piece of writing.
It seems to me that as we were reading today, it became more and more clear about the doubling. It's very clever. It'd be so fun to really work on it, you know, on stage. And
especially for an audience, it would be so fun to see you guys switch those characters and just the play keep moving effortlessly, flawlessly. It would be a delight.
I've been extraordinarily proud to be part of the Actors Fund for what it's been, 30, 40 years now. The Actors Fund is a phenomenal resource, you know, for people that the roller coaster of showbiz, we all know, is wild.
I mean, Actors Fund has always been helpful to me. I mean, you know, when I first was in New York and got into the unions and stuff, you know, they helped me with rent 1 month. You know, it wasn't about money. It was about the counseling. They've helped me with so many issues over the years. I can't even tell you, you know, just amazing.
I will say that it obviously has to be driven by a tremendous amount of empathy, and especially when you talk about what the Actors Fund provides, just people in desperate, dire situations that can still keep their head above water. It speaks to the heart and soul of the people in the industry.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to donate to the Actors Fund. The information is below. And stay tuned tomorrow, same time, same place, here at the New Works Virtual Festival. Have a great night.